Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
You can support the David Pakman Show free by doing all of your Amazon.com shopping through the black banner at davidpakman.com. Click it, bookmark it, use it every time you shop. You can also become a David Pakman Show member. That is one of the best ways, Lewis, to support the David Pakman Show, made possible in part by liberalbias.com. We've actually unearthed top secret data on a website that shows that global warming is actually worse in Massachusetts than in Texas. Is this evidence of a liberal plot to create global warming and blame it on conservatives? Find out at liberalbias.com. I want to thank Michaela Samuels. Actually, you know what? This is another interesting first name. I know people who have this name, Michaela, Michael with an A on the end, some of whom say it's Michaela, some of whom say it's Michaela. I don't know in this particular case what the right pronunciation is.
You got to ask the parents. I mean, the parents have their pronunciation, and that's what it is.
I need to ask Michaela's parents?
I guess.
Well, she probably knows how she says her own name.
I hope so.
Okay, so Michaela Samuels, Michaela Samuels. In either case, always good to say hi to new David Pakman Show members. A new study shows that Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and a number of other so-called soft drinks actually contain small traces of alcohol, according to research published in France. This is, of course, causing concern among a lot of people who are drinking sodas to avoid consuming alcohol or for religious, health, or safety reasons. Now, what are those reasons again? What health reasons would cause you to drink soda? I thought soda was bad for your health.
I thought so too, yeah. I don't know.
Natan, can you think of any health reasons why someone would be drinking soda?
Well, I mean, it definitely will help if you have certain types of stomach pain, but where do you get the idea that this is even like a fact, that people will drink Coke for health reasons?
Well, this is just what the study cites.
Oh, okay. Well, the study might just have, an incorrect presupposition.
The study was carried out by the Paris-based National Institute of Consumption, and it says that more than half of leading colas contain traces of alcohol. These include Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, and it's interesting, a lot of those cheap supermarket brand versions of the sodas don't contain any traces of alcohol.
Okay, so what's going on here? Is there just a tiny bit of fermentation going on after the canning process?
There's a couple possibilities. First of all, the suggestion is that the levels are very low. Like, for example, 10 milligrams for every liter, or 0.001% alcohol by volume. Very, very low.
So that sounds like just a small amount of fermentation going on.
Well, the figures are still enough to upset, for example, thousands of Muslims who drink Coca-Cola because their religion forbids them to drink alcohol, and they don't want to be drinking boring old water, Lewis. Who wants boring water?
I can almost guarantee you that if they're drinking fruit juices from a store that are squeezed, there's going to be probably about the same amount of alcohol.
Okay, so that's the question. Does fresh fruit contain some level of alcohol? Do red wine vinegar-based salad dressings contain some trace levels of alcohol? That's really the question here. Of course, nobody typically drinks the amount of salad dressing that they would drink when they sit down and have 3 Coca-Colas.
If you had 3 Coca-Colas, that would be 0.03%. I mean, it's...
Well, no, it would still be the same percentage. It would just be a much bigger quantity that you're
basically,
drinking.
how many of these would you have to drink to be the equivalent of 1 beer? You would have to drink something like 4,000 Cokes.
A lot of people do that.
In one sitting.
A spokesman for Pepsi acknowledged that some soft drinks can contain minute traces of alcohol because of the ingredients used, although Pepsi specifically doesn't contain alcohol. Let's be honest, though. If alcohol is a byproduct of the production process, is that really a drink you want that much to do with, even if it is a tiny quantity?
I'm not worried about that.
Lewis isn't worried. Natan, what's your thought?
No, that sole fact does not make the drink unhealthy in and of itself.
All right, there we go.